Now it begins. Yes, it's gonna start all over on needles and pins. I'm so all uptight about her. She makes every day a mystery, a true adventure. I should just walk away, but I know that I can't live without her. There she goes, messing with my mind again. Oh no, there she goes, messing with my mind again. Sometimes she does, and then sometimes she don't. Sometimes she will, and then sometimes she won't. Oh, there she goes, she's messing with my mind again.
Welcome to Thematic Nostalgia, and this is show number 32. The Crystals were an American vocal group in New York City, and they were one of the defining girl groups of the early 1960s. Now, in 1962, Darlene Love and the Blossoms recorded He's a Rebel, which was a #1 song. It was recorded under the name The Crystals, but actually, it wasn't the Crystals on that record. And how did that happen? Well, Phil Spector, who was in Los Angeles, needed to get this song out very quickly because Gene Pitney, who wrote He's a Rebel, was looking to have it recorded and released. So he used his available group, and that was Darlene Love and the Blossoms. It was a hit, and they followed that up with the next song that I'm about to play, He's Sure the Boy I Love, which was also by Darlene Love and the Blossoms, but credited to the Crystals. I don't know, why didn't he just put Darlene Love and the Blossoms on there? I don't know the reason. He had a reason, but I don't know what it is. So we're going to go with the Crystals on the label. This is Darlene Love. And if you listen to the introduction of this song, it's a spoken introduction by Darlene Love. So let's play He's Sure the Boy I Love.
I always dreamed the boy I love would come along, and he'd be tall and handsome, rich and strong. Now that boy I love has come to me, but he sure ain't the way I thought he'd be. Let me tell you now.
That was your first song. I will be playing 5 songs altogether, and all 5 songs have something in common. Can you figure it out? These songs are not written by the same person, and the titles of these songs will not help you find the theme. I am Philip, and I am your host for Thematic Nostalgia. Now, the song I'm about to play was written in 1929 by Andy Razaf and Don Redman. Not exactly household names in 2021. It was first recorded by the Don Redman-led McKinney's Cotton Pickers on Victor Records November the 5th in 1929. But I'm going to play a little bit more up-to-date version, but it's still old. This is by the King Cole Trio. This single peaked at number 20 on the national charts and actually was number 1 on the Harlem Hit Parade. So here is our next song. I hope you enjoy it.
Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing in this world too good for a girl so good and true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, a big Cadillac car, and everything. What makes me treat you the way that I do? Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, a big Cadillac car, and everything. What makes me treat you the way that I do? Gee. Baby, ain't I good to you?
Okay, let's move ahead around 57 years. I'm about to play a song that was released in 1986, and it became the biggest hit of 1987, according to Billboard. It's by the Bangles. It was called Walk Like an Egyptian. And don't let that Egyptian stuff fool you. This theme has nothing to do with countries. The song can also be found on the Bangles' most successful album, which was entitled Different Light. And that particular album also features another big hit by the Bangles, Manic Monday. So, here, from 1986 and 87, Walk Like an Egyptian.
like an Egyptian. Slight feet up the street, bend your back, shift your arm, then you pull it back. Let's hard, you know. So strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you wanna find all the cops, they're hanging out in the donut shop. They sing and dance. They spin the club, cruise down the block. All the Japanese that they and the party boys call the Kremlin. And the Chinese know. They walk the line like Egyptian. All the cops in the donut shop say. Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
Next, we're going to play a cut from Manhattan Transfer's fifth studio album. It's called Extensions from 1979. And this single from that album peaked at number 73 on the Hot 100. The album itself peaked at number 55 for that year on Billboard's LP chart. So we're going to play Trickle Trickle.
Trickle, trickle, splash, splash. Tell me how long will this rain last? The rain keeps dropping, there ain't no stopping. Tell me how long will this rain last? Trickle, trickle, slop, slop. Just got to see my feet don't drop. She's there waiting and I'm hesitating. Tell me just when the rain will stop. Ronnie, dig my clothes here, boy. One button roll. Well, you know I'm sharp as a tack. Let me your Cadillac. Gotta go to the party, yeah. Please let me your show. Well, if I can't take it, you know I can't make it. I won't see my baby no more. Trickle, trickle, splash, splash. Tell me how long will this rain last? The rain keeps dropping, there ain't no stopping. Tell me how long will this rain last? Trickle, trickle, slop, slop. Just got to see my feet don't drop. She's there waiting and I'm hesitating. Tell me just when this rain will stop. Ronnie, she's sweet, she's fine, yeah, boy, and I love her so. Well, if I can make this party, man, she shut up blow. Gotta go to the party, yeah. Please let me your show. Well, if I can't take it, you know I can't make it. I won't see my baby no more. Oh, trickle, trickle, splash, splash. Tell me how long will this rain last? The rain keeps dropping, there ain't no stopping. Tell me how long will this rain last? Trickle, trickle, slop, slop. Just got to see my feet don't drop. She's there waiting and I'm hesitating. Tell me how long will this rain last? Tell me how long will it last?
This will be the last song before I give you the answer. And if you're a very good listener, you will be able to solve this theme. Now, regular viewers know that when I can, I might throw in a show tune if it fits the theme. And I did. I found one from a Cole Porter Broadway show called Kiss Me Kate. And the song I'm about to play is Always True to You in My Fashion. Now, Cole Porter wondered if Clark Gable would be upset by his using his name in the particular lyrics of this song. It said, Mr. Gable, Clark, wants me on his boat to park. Well, Mr. Gable, actually, Clark Gable, was not upset at all. In fact, he enjoyed hearing his own name in the lyrics. I guess we're all a little bit of narcissists sometimes, aren't we? Well, anyway, this particular song is from that recording. It's from the original cast recording, and it's sung by Lisa Kirk. So let's hear that one.
Why can't you behave?
How in hell can you be jealous when you know, baby, I'm your slave? I'm just mad for you, and I'll always be. But naturally, if a custom-tailored vet asked me out for something wet, when the vet begins to pet, I cry hooray. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. I enjoy a tender pass by the boss of Boston, Mass, though his past is middle class and not Back Bay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. There's a madman known as Mac who is planning to attack. If a mad attack means a Cadillac, okay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. I could never curl my lip to a dazzling diamond clip. Though the clip meant let her rip, I'd not say nay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. There's an oil man known as Tex who is keen to give me checks. And his checks, I fear, mean that sex is here to stay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. There's a wealthy Hindu priest who's a wolf, to say the least. When the priest goes too far east, I also stray. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. There's a lush from Portland, Ore, who is rich but such a bore. When the bore falls on the floor, I let him lay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. Mr. Harris Plutocrat wants to give my cheek a pat. If the Harris pat means a Paris hat, baby. Ooh la la! Mais je suis toujours fidèle, darling, in my fashion. Oui, je suis toujours fidèle, darling, in my way. From Ohio, Mr. Thorne calls me up from night till morn. Mr. Thorne once cornered corn, and that ain't hay. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. Mr. Gable, I mean Clark, wants me on his boat to park. If the Gable boat means a sable coat, anchors away. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my
So the theme is Cadillacs. Why Cadillacs? You know, I love Cadillacs. I've always been so poor I couldn't afford a Cadillac my whole life. And finally, when I'm in my 60s, I get a Cadillac. Well, it's a used Cadillac. I can't afford a new one even. But I love Cadillacs. And a lot of people love Cadillacs. That's why they're in so many songs. That's why presidents use them and diplomats use them. That's why they're in funeral cortèges. That's why they're looked up to. Of course, you got some beautiful cars out there. You got the Lexus. You've got the Mercedes-Benz. You've got the Rolls-Royce. You've got these beautiful Italian cars. You've got so many nice cars, Lincoln Continental. But I love Cadillac. So that's why I've devoted this show to Cadillac. There was a novelty group back in the 50s. They were called the Playmates. They had a lot of hits. You might remember Joanne. You might remember What Is Love, 5 Feet of Heaven in a Ponytail. And the one I'm about to play was their only top 10 hit. It peaked at number 4 in 1958. It's about a battle between a Nash Rambler and a Cadillac. Let's see who wins that race. And that's going to be followed by Maybelline. Now, you know Chuck Berry did Maybelline. He's the guy who's known for Maybelline. He's the man. But I'm going to play a cover by Foghat, 1972. Same song. It's a rock version. So let's hear those two.
While riding in my Cadillac, what to my surprise, a little Nash Rambler was following me about 1/3 my size. The guy must have wanted to pass me out as he kept on tooting his horn. I'll show him that a Cadillac is not a car to scorn. Beep, 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 beep. His horn went beep, beep, beep. I pushed my foot down to the floor to give the guy the shake. But the little Nash Rambler stayed right behind. He still had on his brake. He must have thought his car had more guts as he kept on tooting his horn. I'll show him that a Cadillac is not a car to scorn. Beep, 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 beep. His horn went beep, beep, beep. My car went into passing gear and we took off with gust. Soon we were doing 90, must have left him in the dust. When I peeked in the mirror of my car, I couldn't believe my eyes. The little Nash Rambler was right behind. I think that guy could fly. Beep, 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 beep. His horn went beep, beep, beep. Now we're doing 110. This certainly was a race. For a Rambler to pass a caddy would be a big disgrace. The guy must have wanted to pass me out. He kept on tooting his horn. I'll show him that a Cadillac is not a car to scorn. Beep, 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 beep. His horn went beep, beep, beep. Now we're doing 120 as fast as I could go. The Rambler pulled alongside of me as if we're going slow. The fella rolled down his window and yelled for me to hear, "Hey buddy, how can I get this car out of second gear?"
Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You don't stop back doing the things you used to do. As I was motivating over to here, I saw Maybelline in a coupe de beer. The Cadillac rolled on an open road, nothing outrun my V8 Ford. The Cadillac doing about 95, bumping the bar rolling side to side. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You don't stop back doing the things you used to do. The Cadillac pulled off ahead of the Ford. The Ford got hot and wouldn't do no more. Done got cloudy and it started to rain. I tooted my horn till I passed the lane. The rain was blowing all under my hood. I knew that was doing my motor good. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You don't stop back doing the things you used to do. The motor cooled down, the heat went down, and that's when I heard the highway sound. Cadillac sitting like a ton of lead, 110 half a mile ahead. Cadillac looking like a sitting still, and I called Maybelline at the top of the hill. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You don't stop back doing the things you used to do.
I must confess that I never heard of blues singer Arthur Gunter before researching our Cadillac theme. I knew that Elvis Presley recorded Baby, Let's Play House, and I knew that it fit our theme, but I didn't know it was a cover of a blues song from the year before. Well, that's no big news. Elvis covered many blues songs. Blues are the roots of rock and roll. But I want you to listen carefully to Gunter's version and Presley's version. I played a small snippet of Gunter's version. Now, Gunter's version does not fit our theme, but Presley's does. Listen carefully to the first verse in the Gunter version, and then listen to Elvis Presley's version. Check out the graphics and read about the backstory. So here for you is Elvis Presley, mostly, singing Baby, Let's Play House.
You may go to college, may go to school. You may get religion, baby, don't you be nobody's fool. Now, baby, come, baby, come. Come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Oh, baby, 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 come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Well, you may go to college, you may go to school, you may have a pink Cadillac, but don't you be nobody's fool. And now, baby, come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Now listen, let me tell you, baby, what I'm talking about. Come on back to me, little girl, so we can play some house. And now, baby, come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. I wanna play house, yeah. One thing, baby, I want you to know. Come on back and let's play a little house so we can act like we did before. But baby, come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Hit it. To me, baby, try to understand. I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. And baby, come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, come. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Come back, baby, I wanna play house with you.
I'm just an old-fashioned girl with an old-fashioned mind. Not sophisticated, I'm the plain and simple kind. I want an old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire. I'd like a plain, simple car, a cerise Cadillac, long enough to have a bowling alley in the back. I want an old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire. I'll stay weaving at my loom, be no trouble to my groom, if he'll keep the piles of money mounting. In our cottage there will be a soundproof nursery, not to wake the baby while I'm counting. I like the old-fashioned flowers, violets are for me. Have them made in diamonds by the man at Tiffany. I want an old-fashioned house with with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire. I'm just a pilgrim at heart, oh so pure and genteel. Catch me in Las Vegas when I'm at the spinning wheel. I want an old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire. I'll ask for such simple things when my birthday occurs. 2 apartment buildings that are labeled hers and hers. I want an old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire. I like Chopin and Bizet and the songs of yesterday, string quartets and Polynesian carols. But the music that excels is the sound of oil wells as they slurp, slurp, slurp into the barrels. My little home will be quaint as an old parasol, and instead of carpets I'll have money wall to wall. I want an old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire.
Thank you, Eartha Kitt. It was really nice hearing from you again. You know, I'm really glad my wife Christina isn't just an old-fashioned girl. I'd either be broke, in jail, or divorced, or maybe all three. Well, anyhow, we're going to leave the 1950s. Let's move up about 2 decades into the mid-1970s for 2 more songs. One Piece at a Time by Johnny Cash and Moving Out by Billy Joel.
Well, I left Kentucky back in '49 and went to Detroit working on assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels on Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, 'cause I always wanted me one that was long and black. One day I devised myself a plan that should be the envy of most any man. I'd sneak it out of there in a lunchbox in my hand. Now getting caught meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retired. I'd have me a car worth at least $100 grand. I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. So the very next day when I punched in with my big lunchbox and with help from my friend, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gears. I've never considered myself a thief, but GM wouldn't miss just one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years. The first day I got me a fuel pump, and the next day I got me an engine and a trunk, then I got me a transmission and all the chrome. The little things I could get in my big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all 4 shocks, but the big stuff we snuck out my buddy's mobile home. Now up to now my plan went all right till we tried to put it all together one night, and that's when we noticed that something was definitely wrong. The transmission was a 53 and the motor turned out to be a 73, and when we tried to put in the bolts, all the holes were gone. So we drilled it out so that it would fit, and with a little bit of help from an adapter kit, we had that engine running just like a song. Now the headlights, there was another sight. We had 2 on the left and 1 on the right, but when we pulled out the switch, all 3 of them come on. The back end looked kind of funny too, but we put it together, and when we got through, well, that's when we noticed that we only had 1 tail fin. About that time, my wife walked out, and I could see in her eyes that she had her doubts, but she opened the door and said, "Honey, take me for a spin." So we drove uptown just to get the tags, and I headed to ride on down Main Drag. I could hear everybody laughing for blocks around. But up there at the courthouse, they didn't laugh, 'cause to type it up, it took the whole staff. And when they got through, the title weighed 60 pounds. I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. Yeah, Red Rider, this is the Cottonmouth in the Psycho Billy Cadillac, come on. This is the Cottonmouth, and negatory on the cost of this machine there, Red Rider. You might say I went right up to the factory and picked it up, it's cheaper that way. What model is it? Well, it's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 automobile. It's a 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70 automobile.
Anthony works in the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country. I've been working too hard to give you a heart attack. You wanna know by now? Who needs a house out in Hackensack? Is that all you get for your money? And it seems such a waste of time, if that's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. I'm moving out. Sergeant O'Leary is walking the beats. Night he becomes a bartender. He works at Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street, across from the medical center. Yeah, and he's trading in his Chevy for a Cadillac. You wanna know by now? And if he can't drive with a broken back, at least he can polish the fenders. And it seems such a waste of time, if that's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. I'm moving out. You should never argue with a crazy man. You wanna know by now? You can pay Uncle Sam with the overtime. Is that all you get for your money? And if that's what you have in mind, yeah, if that's what you're all about, good luck moving up, 'cause I'm moving out. I'm moving out.
In mid-1987, Natalie Cole recorded Pink Cadillac. She thought to herself, I'm too old to be doing this kind of stuff. But then she was persuaded to record the song by the passion displayed by record producer Dennis Lambert. Pink Cadillac was released as the third single from her album in 1988 called Everlasting. Now in May of 1988, the song reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, matching Cole's previous best with I've Got Love on My Mind, and becoming her first top 10 hit since 1978. The song was played on an episode of the daytime soap opera General Hospital on November 11th, 1993, during the scene where Luke and Laura went in a pink Cadillac car on their way to General Hospital. I'll be playing a music video directed by Maurice Phillips for this song. Now, it's over 30 years ago and regrettably not high definition. I know I'm leaving out a lot of other songs with Cadillac in the lyrics. You may not be a Cadillac enthusiast, but you must concede that the car is an icon of American culture. I also leave out Freeway of Love by Aretha Franklin, arguably the premier Cadillac song. In fact, owing to the pink Cadillac appearing on the record sleeve of Freeway to Love and the words Pink Cadillac being sung in the lyrics quite a few times, more than 100 pink Cadillacs accompanied Aretha Franklin on her funeral procession in August of 2018. And you can see that on YouTube if you'd like. And if you're still not excited about Cadillacs, then Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? Thank you for listening. Thematic Nostalgia, show number 32. Where can you find songs with Cadillac in the lyrics? Well, this is the place. See you next time.
You may think I'm foolish.
me tell you, and I swear that I'm sincere, I'd give the world and all I own if I could keep you here. And have I never told you? Can you please believe my claim? Through it all I've loved you just the same. That through it all I've loved you just the same.